On January 26th of 2006, we were preparing to go to Asia to do some evangelism there. That night, I did not know my life would change. I had a seizure. My tongue was paralyzed. My vocal cords were paralyzed. The doctors found a large tumor in my head, and they said if they did not operate immediately, I was going to die. God intervened in that very day. An air ambulance came to Santiago, and I was airlifted to Minnesota. That was the most difficult time of my life. God was with me through all of this. When I was in the intensive care between life and death, I really felt that God put in my heart that He wasn't finished with me yet. For the past a year and a half, we have been back in the Dominican Republic. God has restored me. The tumor has been going down. I have been getting my speech back. I've been preaching for the last year and a half. God has been faithful. During the time we were living in Guatemala, we had a pastor from Michigan. He said, "We've just come from the Dominican Republic." And he said there were 6,300 towns and villages without one evangelical church. And I could hardly believe that. I had never been to the Dominican Republic, but it shared I could not believe there could be that many towns and villages without one church. And a few weeks later, we flew to the Dominican Republic and just to check it out. And I remember going into some of the villages, and everywhere we went and shared the gospel, there was a tremendous openness. And that's when we decided that God wanted us to come here. We weren't sure where we were going to even live, but we felt we should move to Santiago. God helped us find a large house. It used to be a disco. The electric didn't work, the plumbing didn't work, but God began to help us, and the ministry began to grow. We've been here now in the Dominican Republic since November of 1995, and it's been harvest time here. We've had many hundreds of people that have come and helped us in the harvest. Youth groups, we've had families come, and we go into the public schools and we give out the book of life. We're able to show films. We're able to do dramas. We go into the parks and we do dramas and share the gospel. Doors have opened for us to go into the prisons and share the gospel in the prisons. When we have teams, they testify, they preach, they do dramas. Everywhere we go here in the Dominican Republic, we have seen a harvest. And the people are so open. In the past year and a half, we have prayed with over 5,000 people to receive the Lord. And it's exciting what God is doing. The people that come to the Lord in some of the villages, we have started Bible studies with the churches we're working with. And now in many of the places where they had no churches, there are churches. And we're really excited about what God is doing in this nation. We've used the ministry for all types of different outreaches. Also, we help with humanitarian aid. We have had food come over the years. The house right now has probably 45,000 pounds. A few months ago, we had over 150,000 pounds of food. And when we have groups, they help us to take the food, and we give the food out in the areas, the poor areas, and we share the gospel every time we go out. Some of the people that have received food have also received the Lord, and they're now coming to church on a regular basis, and that's what it's all about. Jesus told us to go into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature in Mark 16:15. We are called to take the gospel to everybody. If God has given you a burden, if you've had a desire to come, we would love to have you come and take part here in the Dominican Republic. We love you, and God bless you all.